many chances in making this program a success. Hospitality is marvelous, and we visit STM Law College, Mangalore for that. Always, they have provided best of the accommodation, very nice food, and there is sprinkling of affection in every aspect of the activity. It is really a very, very great opportunity to exchange views, opinions, ideas that was provided by both Karnataka Institute for Law and Parliamentary Reforms and the STM Law College, Mangalore. The job done is really commendable. On behalf of all the delegates and the resource persons, I congratulate KILPA and also STM Law College for all that they have done. Thank you very much.
Dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, and my dear friends. At the outset, I would like to congratulate the organizers, KILPAR and SDM Law College, for conducting this important academic program. This is a befitting program to be conducted in the month of December for the reason that 10th December we celebrate, that is World's Human Rights Day. So in Rig Veda it is said that all the noble thoughts come to us from all directions. Yes, I felt it really. So in these 2 days, we had so many actions, interactions regarding several subjects on human rights. Really, we enjoyed it. We learned a lot. As a resource person, I must first thank Professor Ravindra, who has given me the opportunity of presenting a paper on human rights and child exploitation. Though I was given only 20 minutes to present the paper, I was very much involved in the subject. I just read so many, I collected so many materials. I read, my preparation was not for only 20 minutes, 20 days might be. So I was so involved in the subject that it unraveled me a new sad reality where our heart really melts if ever an individual is tortured, but really we feel very bad, a child is tortured. So I had to come across so many cases, instances where the children are tortured and troubled. So I studied so many laws, etc. So I again to say that I was the person who is very much benefited from this seminar. So I must thank the organizers once again. And as students, it's amazing. It's really amazing, the hospitality I received from this college, the love and affection that was showered upon me from my dear colleagues of this college, and the support given by the students or the principals was amazing. I have come only just from Udupi Law College, but I didn't feel that I'm in Mangalore College. This is virtually I felt that I'm in my own college. So I must thank all of you who is responsible for this. And I'll be feeling, if ever I feel guilty, if ever I do not speak something about the performance of the students of this college. Really, they were very comfortable. They were just equivalent to the most top 1 resource persons. They presented the paper here in such a way that I myself felt that I should go to them, speak with them, and ask them my doubts to them. Because there was a paucity of time. I had so many doubts, so many clarifications, so many supplements. I couldn't do it. But I'm sure SDM Law College is not strange to me. It's not far to me. So often and on, I assure, I come to you and I speak with you. I share my feelings with you. Thank you very much. So, I again thank one and all. So where I had been given the opportunity to speak with my classmates, my professors and others, I had the occasion to speak with other people also from different universities. So I thank one and all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, C.S. Patil and Nirmala Kumari. Now, before moving to the presidential address, one small announcement. See, participation certificates will be issued to all, and you can collect your participation certificate outside counter soon after the valedictory function. Now, moving to the presidential address, I request Sri Dakshinamurthy to address the gathering.
Good evening, one and all here. Honorable Shri K. M. Panindra, District Judge, Udupi, Dr. N. Vijay Kumar, Mr. B. K. Ravindra, the resource persons who have enriched the wisdom of this deliberation here, the distinguished delegates who have taken part and added stuff to the efforts that Mr. B. K. Ravindra has earnestly put it here. We are coming to the end of this two-day seminar. So I would not be bothering with you any more of academics. Probably you are saturated with it. This is time for us to take a stop back. And Mr. B. K. Ravindra has forewarned me already. Probably he was scared by the force with which I was sitting and taking notes there. And he called me a taskmaster. I could be a hard taskmaster, but Mr. B. K. Ravindra or anybody else for that sake, wherever I have associated myself, they have never given me an opportunity to enforce, to use my power. And really, I should congratulate Mr. B. K. Ravindra, his team of faculty and students here for having arranged this seminar in such a systematic way that has earned appreciations of many of the delegate resource persons, and Mr. C.S. Patil and Madam Nirmala Kumari have been testimony to this. So I think I can do a little bit of charting of what has transpired in the last 2 days. And of course, I want to take you through a brief synopsis of whatever thoughts that flashed through. But Mr. B. K. Ravindra says, I am also bound by the deadline. He has given me 15 minutes time. I thought I was presiding this event. But anyway, I would not offend Mr. B. K. Ravindra because I am under his auspices now. So this seminar, sir, I felt it like a sojourn on a stream down the hill. It had been a course through rocky mountains, dips on the way, and flow on the plain land. As in any movement or any thought that is attendant with a movement, there are bound to be varying degrees of thought. There can be radicalists, there will be moderates, and there will be conservatives. Probably we have encountered thought at each one of this level through this 2 days seminar. Dr. B. K. Ravindra was indeed very ambitious in achieving the theme of this conference. He has drawn up not only a very long schedule, but one which is comprehensive and doesn't leave any corner unlit. One wonders the variety with which the program is arranged here. And that is what, in fact, attracted the thoughts so forceful enough, so convincing enough, so appealing enough. And again, my congratulations to him for that. I have been only an instrumentality. Both Kilpar and STM College have received the credit, have received the appreciation for arranging this. But still, I give the credit of my success to Mr. B. K. Ravindra because he is everything. I have only provided a platform and he has created the dais and the auditorium here. So now, we really had distinguished speakers here. And as the stream flows in rocky terrains, there are bound to be emotive expressions, spirited talks, and thought-stirring, and sometimes even talks enticing us to get into action. And really, such talks were also delivered here. And let me make it clear, this is not a quantitative analysis. It is just an assessment, it's not a qualitative analysis, I mean to say. I am only taking stock of the situation to say where and how the thoughts flew through the deliberations. Dr. Dharma began with a very scintillating lecture on democracy versus human rights. And in his, I will just flash through each. I may not have the time to go through. He rather felt that effective legislation was not forthcoming. And he was also a bit agitated in expressing that the Parliamentary Affairs Ministry, which was to have the concern for this, had not exercised any of its powers in this line. And there was a difference of opinion when Mr. C.S. Patil took the platform here to speak. Myself, Mr. C.S. Patil, and Mr. H.K. Patil, who was then the Minister for Parliamentary Affairs, we know the difficulties of this. We knew, not to say that others have no concern. But as Mr. C.S. Patil put it, we had to encounter technical difficulties. And Mr. C.S. Patil admitted that I was against the move that ultimately came. And in a casual chat, I was talking with Honorable Mr. District Judge Panindra here, that technically, whether the rules we have achieved to make the Human Rights Court legally competent. I am not expressing any opinion here, although I stick to my conviction that they are not. But the machinery has to work. You see the zeal for earnestness. No doubt there are laws. There are machinery for enforcement, machineries for adjudication. Still we are not seeing the results. Why? There are so many pitfalls, so many obstacles, so many things in between. And Mr. Panindra was quietly expressing the limitations of the courts. Because all these authorities are fixed in a frame of law, which they cannot transgress. It is not inviolable again. Equity and good conscience can give a little discretion here and there, but there should not be a flagrant deviation. So one would be afraid of stepping into the arena of abuse. That natural hesitation is bound to be in each one of us. And we can't be as free as academicians thinking over every random aspect of matters here. Anyway, here I may not import that experience of mine as an officer. But now as an organizer, I am really happy that these thoughts are coming out from the heart in all their force and spirit. And that is what makes this function an eventful success. And likewise, so also Dr. David Ambrose was very forceful in his talk on, I think that is taking time. Let me not bother you at this last hour. Dr. David Ambrose, even Dr. Surendra Rao, Dr. T.R. Subramania. Another distinguishing feature I encountered in this, I came across in this deliberation, is the participation of the students here. They were equally showing their acumen. I am indeed pleased with this performance, and I think as much as 6 of the resource persons have been from among the student lot. Then Miss Veena was here. Then Sri Devi Seth was here. Manu Sharma, Nishita, Radhika Pai, Neela Hegde, Mrs. Banu Rao and Mrs. Hemavati. They have really delivered wonderful deliverances, wonderful scintillations here. Call it as a flow of the water down the valley, where it drops with force. It doesn't rush on like the Rocky Mountain. And then there was again the plain flow of water. I may not equate it to conservationists. There was still a thought, there was still an element of creativity in that. And among this lot, I would appreciate certainly the efforts of Dr. Ratna Gaudar, Dr. Aital, Mr. Manu Sharma, Dr. Sharada, then Mrs. Radhika Pai, Mrs. Neela Hegde, Dr. Abhayanand, Dr. Devraj, and Mrs. Hemavati too. So all of this has really added to the success of this event. And what should really be of some concern to me is certain new ideas that came in the process of deliberation. There are a good number of speakers with diverse aspects reflected in their speeches. Unfortunately, we don't have time, and it is not my intention to relate all that to you to make an assessment. That was not the purpose for which I was making notes sitting here. I am only inducing thought that at this hour of recapitulation, as we are coming to this valedictory of the seminar, I have to ignite this force in you, not to forget this talk, not to forget this seminar, not to forget the deliberations, not to forget their spirit here and now. For the same purpose, Dr. B.K. Ravindra has taken the pains to consolidate the papers and supply to you the printed material. This is not only for the students who might find some academic interest in it. That is material useful for those who are learned in law, little learned, more learned, scholars, and even more of that. That is a valuable material which you cannot get ready anywhere, anytime. So the spirit of such seminars should be to drag them into our mind at our leisure, at our requirement, at our necessity, and under compulsions or forces, wherever it is. And try to consolidate the ideas, throw out something new, some creativity that will necessarily and as a matter of course it will occur when you make a comparison of the ideas. And where does that reach ultimately? That will be imbibed in the wisdom, that will be imbibed in the awareness of the common people. And it is certainly going to work when we apply ourselves with this dedication of the profession, with this dedication of dedication to the subject, to the study, to the research, and whatever we do. And ultimately, when it comes to interpreting the laws or seeing the effect of laws on the social life, or when it comes to explaining it to the common strata of people, it is the force of these ideas that will reach the common people, that will reach who are in need of more knowledge about it. And that is the spirit of these seminars. And that message, ultimately, the socialization of law, that is what these seminars aim at. And that should be derived, and that is your part of the job. And I would call upon one and all of you here that the outcome of this seminar should be dispersed should penetrate into the social strata of life. And it is only then that Dr. B.K. Ravindra's, or for that sake even my earnestness and his efforts will bear fruit. With these few words, I again thank you for giving a very concernful attention to the deliberations throughout these 2 days, and for being attentive to things and dedicating yourselves to work one with Dr. Ravindra here. And I wish you all a very happy future, and let the message of human rights get into our blood and veins, and let us try to do work with that effort. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, sir. Now I request Professor P.D. Sebastian to render the vote of thanks.
President of today's function, Mr. Dakshinamurthy, Chief Guest C. Panendra, Guest of Honor Professor Navi, 2 days of Conference on Human Rights in the era of globalization discuss the human right from various angles. And now, respecting the human right of everyone present here, I indeed privilege to propose the vote of thanks. I express my sincere thanks to Mr. Dakshinamurthy, Director Kilpar, Bangalore, being present here both these days, having presided over the valedictory function. Sir, I once again express our sincere thanks to you. It's my pleasure to express my thanks to Chief Guest of the function, Sri K.N. Panendra, Principal District and Sessions Judge, Udupi. On behalf of STM Law College and Center for Postgraduate Studies in Law and Kilpar, express our thanks to you, sir. I express my sincere thanks to Mr. Baswaraj, Registrar Kilpar, for his valuable presence and guidance. I am very much thankful to Professor Navi, Director Cyber College, Chennai, who is our guest of honor. I express my sincere thanks to C.S. Patil, Principal, University Law College, Dharwad, and Mrs. Nirmala Kumari, Lecturer, VB College of Law, Udupi, for their analytical and critical evaluation. I thank Dr. V.K. Ravindra, Principal, for his kind presence and encouragement. I am very much obliged and thankful to all the resource persons and participants who have come from various states, and I express my unequaled thanks to my students who are present in both days and who maintained the utmost discipline and actively participated. Thank you, one and all. Now please stand up for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उच्चल वंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जाहे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे. Thank you.
For the students of final year, an announcement, there will be no regular class tomorrow. Thank you.